Welcome back to the world of aviation and aerospace engineering, where the race to redefine the future of commercial flight is heating up like never before. Today, we are looking at a radical shift in aircraft design that aims to do more than just improve efficiency. It is designed to give the giants of the industry, specifically the Boeing 737 MAX, some very serious competition. We are talking about the blended wing body, or BWB aircraft, a concept that has lived in the dreams of engineers for decades, but is now rapidly moving toward reality with a brand new dual-deck design that changes everything we know about passenger capacity and aerodynamic performance. This latest evolution in aeronautics is not just a tweak to an old airframe, but a complete departure from the tube and wing configuration that has dominated the skies for the last 70 years. By shifting to a dual-deck layout, this new BWB concept promises to pack more passengers into a smaller footprint while slashing fuel consumption and carbon emissions to levels that traditional aircraft simply cannot match. The core philosophy of the blended wing body is that the entire aircraft, not just the wings, contributes to lift. In a standard aircraft like the 737, the fuselage is essentially a long, heavy tube that provides drag and weight while the wings do all the heavy lifting. In a BWB design, the fuselage and wings are integrated into a single seamless shape that functions as one giant airfoil. This inherent aerodynamic efficiency means the aircraft requires significantly less power to stay in the air, allowing for smaller engines or much longer ranges on the same amount of fuel. However, the biggest challenge has always been how to arrange the interior to make it viable for commercial airlines. This is where the new dual-deck breakthrough comes into play. By utilizing a double-deck configuration, the designers have managed to solve the space utilization problem, creating a cabin that feels more like a wide-body theater than a cramped narrow-body corridor. This design allows for a massive increase in passenger count without making the aircraft wider or longer than existing airport gates can handle. When you look at the potential impact on the market, it is clear why companies like Boeing and Airbus should be looking over their shoulders. The 737 MAX has long been the workhorse of the short to medium-haul market, but it is a design that is reaching its absolute physical limits.
To make it more efficient, engineers have had to mount larger engines higher and further forward, leading to complex software fixes like the infamous MCAS. The blended wing body avoids these compromises entirely because its shape is naturally balanced and stable. With a dual-deck BWB, airlines could theoretically fly twice as many people as a 737 MAX on a single flight, while using 30 to 50% less fuel. For an industry that is under intense pressure to reach net zero emissions by 2050, this kind of leap in technology is not just an option, it is a necessity. The dual-deck structure also provides incredible structural rigidity, which is crucial for a pressurized vessel that is not a simple cylinder, making it safer and more durable over thousands of flight cycles. Passenger experience is another area where the BWB dual-deck design is set to revolutionize the industry. Because the interior volume is so much larger than a traditional tube, the cabin can be configured in ways we have never seen before. Imagine walking into an aircraft that has multiple aisles, wide seats even in economy, and ceiling heights that make you forget you are 30,000 feet in the air. The wide body of the BWB allows for lounge areas, dedicated sleeping pods, and even small gallery spaces for long-haul journeys. The dual-deck layout also means that airlines can separate classes more effectively, or even dedicate an entire floor to premium services, while keeping the other floor for high-density seating. This flexibility is a nightmare for traditional manufacturers because it offers a level of comfort and profitability that their current narrow-body fleets simply cannot compete with. Technologically, the shift to a dual-deck BWB is supported by advancements in composite materials and manufacturing. Building a pressurized cabin that is flat or oval-shaped rather than circular requires incredibly strong and lightweight materials to handle the internal pressure without bursting or deforming. Thanks to the latest carbon fiber reinforced polymers and 3D printing techniques for structural components, these complex shapes are now commercially viable to build at scale. Furthermore, the engines on a BWB are typically mounted on top of the rear fuselage. This not only shields the ground from engine noise, making for much quieter takeoffs and landings, but also protects the engines from bird strikes and debris.
This engine placement, combined with the dual-deck interior, creates a whisper-quiet cabin environment that will make the roar of a standard jet feel like ancient history. The competition is not just about fuel and seats, it is about the entire logistics of aviation. The dual-deck BWB is being designed to fit within existing airport infrastructure, specifically the wingspan limits of Category C or D gates. This means airlines won't have to wait for airports to rebuild their terminals to start flying these futuristic machines. By providing a high-capacity dual-deck solution that fits in a 737-sized parking spot, the BWB offers a plug-and-play replacement for the aging fleets of today. As we move closer to prototype testing and eventual certification, the pressure on Boeing to come up with a truly clean sheet design for the next decade is reaching a boiling point. The BWB is no longer a science project, it is a commercial threat that is gathering momentum with every engineering breakthrough. As we look at the timeline for this technology, we are seeing a shift from conceptual drawings to actual scale model testing. Aerospace startups and established defense contractors are working together to prove that the flight control systems for such a unique shape can be as reliable as traditional aircraft. The dual-deck BWB represents the single biggest change in aviation since the dawn of the jet age. It challenges the status quo and forces the industry to rethink everything from aerodynamics to passenger comfort. If this dual-deck design succeeds, the familiar sight of the cigar-shaped jet might soon disappear from our skies, replaced by these majestic flying wings that promise a cleaner, quieter, and more spacious future for everyone who travels. The Boeing 737 MAX has had a legendary run, but the cold sweats are justified. The next generation of flight is almost here, and it doesn't look anything like the past.